everyone that is joining us today, and those that for those that have just joined us, welcome. We've just been having sessions with different corporate buyers, so you'll be able to engage with them after their presentations so that you can just ask questions on how you can do business with them. So our next speaker is Hugo Durand from Afrimat. So he's just going to be speaking to us about how you can do business with Afrimat. So Hugo, please, if you can just unmute yourself and put on your video.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you very much for the invite. Can I just share my screen quick? Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, cool. So quickly before we start, my name is Hugo. I'm the head of group procurement for a company called Afrimat. Afrimat is a listed company, and we do open cast or open pit mining throughout South Africa, providing construction materials, industrial materials through to South African economy. The group subsidiaries have been operating for more than 45 years, and we're listed under the construction and building materials sector on the JSE board. We're fairly small compared to some of the other mines, the Anglos, those type of guys. And we predominantly mine, like we said, construction-based materials throughout South Africa. If we look at our footprint, where we currently operate, we are nationally in just under just over 70 locations. We have 2 locations, northern part of Mozambique and 1 in Mauritius. So what makes us a bit more challenging to deal with someone like Afrimat is that we split out throughout South Africa. For example, we do not have any operations in Johannesburg, but split in the Gauteng. So we do have in Pretoria, we have in the Meyerton area, items such as that. So the footprint is quite challenging, and it's all aligned through different product lines. If we look at the product lines that we mine in different provinces, it's between aggregates, concrete-based products where we make blocks and bricks, our industrial minerals, our contracting internationals, and then our commodities. If I look at the products, so what's under construction materials is aggregates such as your G1s, G3s, G4s, G5s for the road production, ready-mix concrete in certain areas, bricks and blocks, some lime, road lime, clinker, silica, and industrial products, agricultural lime for water treatment and for animal hygiene, dolomite, limestone for the furnaces, and then other products for the industrial areas. We have a bulk commodities, which is iron ore, which is in Northern Cape, and then we have a contracting division internal to Afrimat. They work throughout South Africa, and that is drilling and blasting, mobile crushing, screening, and any contractual-based services. So that's in a nutshell who we are. What we procure anything that is related to mining operations that we do not do internally ourselves. So as you can see, we do our own drilling and blasting, for example, and we do a lot of our maintenance in-house, but there are certain services that we currently use third-party providers for. It might be transport, tire management, our PPE, and those type of items. So what we're looking for is for suppliers that are currently in the mining space that will then be able to add value to our supply chain, be it through, like I said, PPE suppliers or someone who is in the tire industry. But also quite successfully what we have done is on our outbound supply chain, we've been able to help suppliers through enterprise development who will then sell our product and say, listen, Afrimat, can we tender for ballast for Transnet, or can we tender for something we need, building bricks? So we look at both of our inbound and outbound supply chains where we can help our suppliers in the areas that we deal in. So from your perspective, I'm not going to put a list up of what we supply and cannot supply. What I do look for is takes the initiatives have a look at our website, do a bit of research if you're in the mining industry, see where you fit in, be proactive, ask some questions, and then come talk to us. Put your best forward and engage with us. It's critical that you understand your procurement presentation opens up the playing field and allow you to engage with us. I'll give you our email address at the end. We can send your profiles to, or if you do attend our procurement days, we do a procurement day for all our mining operations. I think it's every 2 years, where we invite the communities and everyone around us to come engage with us to see what we are doing and who can fit into our supply chain, and then start engaging with us. So the big thing is, I don't want a general trader. I want someone to come in and say, I have a alien vegetation removal company, operate in these areas, this is what my product offering is there something we can do together? And then we start engaging and looking around that. That is kind of how we do things, to make sure that we get credible suppliers who come in that can deal with in the supply chain and help us work. So how do I get in the radar? Submit your company profile via email. Please, we get loads of correspondence through that. So you'll need to indicate the mine you want to service or the province you would like to work in, and give us the details around that. And then definitely what differentiates yourself. It's a lot of people just puts in a normal profile, and we see the same thing over and over and again. I am looking for something different, and be precise and to the point. Don't say, listen, I'm a general trader and I mow the lawn and I fix trucks and I've got a transport company and I've got a quantity surveying company and I've got a road building company. We don't want to deal with guys like that. We want to deal with guys who have their core business and say, listen, I do load and hauling, or I am a bearing distributor, and then engage with us on what your core business is. Take initiative and research about us and about the areas that we operate in, to see that you can actually get product to us and services to us, and to support us and to assist us in our supply chain. Interact with the mines. Guys will engage with guys that ask constructive questions, and then stick to your core competence. Do what you do well and take it from there. It's difficult for a small supplier. I do understand a lot of people will say, listen, I've sent my profile, I'm trying to get through, but do know you need to differentiate yourself. There's loads of suppliers out there. I think on our database, over 3,000 suppliers. We're trying to get more suppliers on, but it's difficult if you don't differentiate yourself. So quick how to get hold of us. There's our email address, procurement@afrimat.co.za. If you send your profile through there, we'll do a quick reply. If your profile grabs our attention, or we'd like to do some more research on you, we will reply back and say, listen, please send us more details. Let's have a chat and see how we can engage on that. You can have a look at our website as well at www.afrimat.co.za and have a look at what we do and who we are and where we operate. I think that's me. If there's any questions, please let me know. I will forward this presentation as well to Smart Procurement if you guys are looking for it. Yeah, that's kind of who Afrimat is in a nutshell. The biggest thing is, so we do comply to Mining Charter 3 requirements. We also look for BBBEE in our supply chain, but we don't compromise product quality or safety. We do not like creating middlemen. That's why I say I need to know what your core competence is, and then to engage and say, listen, like I said, I am a alien vegetation removal specialist, and this is what I want to do. Or I've got a drilling and blasting company, and I can kind of come say, listen, we do our internal drill and blasting. Unfortunately, we don't have an opportunity for you. So if you just be open card, just tell us what you're doing, you can engage with us, and then we can take it from there. Are there any questions?
Well, thank you so much, Hugo, for such a presentation. It was very detailed and brief. So the first question that I have is from Rebecca, and Rebecca is asking if you deal with recruitment agencies.
I think when we start recruiting, probably we might. At this point in time, I think like most organizations, we're recouping from COVID. So we do deal with recruitment agencies on a regional level. At this point in time, there's not much recruitment happening. But if you send the profiles through, we can have a look at it with our HR team and have a look.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And then the next question is from Bonolo, and she's asking, is Afrimat not in need of compliance training for their suppliers?
So I'm not in need of compliance training for our suppliers?
Yes. Maybe I can just ask Bonolo to just unmute yourself and just expand on your question.
Well, Nzola, can you send us our company profile? It's fine. I'm not too sure if it's SABS, compliance, it's mining charter, or, there's a lot of stuff around compliance. So if she can send our profile, we'll have a look. I'll get back to her.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And then from my end, maybe what I want to know is, do you guys have an enterprise supplier development program? And if so, how does one get onto it?
So we do have an ED and an SD program for supply development. Obviously, it is guys internal in our supply chain that we deal with, that we'll see how can we develop them moving forward. For example, if we have it's a small example, but we had a supplier at Glen Douglas who was battling to get his invoicing out in time. So we will then see how do we help him get his invoicing out in time. Is it a training issue? Is it an equipment issue? How do we resolve the issue? So our supply development program is designed to support our suppliers to make interacting with Afrimat easier. Definitely. It has to be mutually beneficial. Our enterprise development we do is potentially for suppliers that can move into our supply chain if they do have the correct assistance. So we will need to say, if we spot someone and we have potential there, we will then say, listen, what do we need to do to get you to the next level, and assist that. It varies from training to potentially providing equipment, linking up with a partner of ours for grants. It just depends on what we need the supplier to be able to do and what the shortcomings are.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And then Pumzile is asking, she's already in the mining industry and currently mentored by South 22. So she's asking if she can also send her profile.
Yes, definitely. And that's so we like suppliers who are in the mining industry who are actually busy doing stuff, and see if we can get them to do something for us as well.
Okay, thank you so much. And does your presentation have your supplier database and website details?
Yeah, our website's afrimat.co.za, and then the email address we send your company profile to. We do not register suppliers on our database until we are ready to transact with them. So that's where your company profile is critical to us.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Hugo, for that. Are there any more questions before? Okay, Fifi is asking, do you have any current SD or ESD for PPE?
No, not that I'm aware of, no. All our ED and SD at this point in time is around core mining skills. So guys providing mining services or working on the mine so far.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Are there any more questions?
I think there was a question around IT. I just saw something flash up on my side.
Okay, it's from Lindy Dube, and she's asking, do you guys make use of IT sourcing, or who may we contact for ICT procurement?
So we have our internal department that does their own IT. So we don't outsource a lot of our IT. So I would say 95% of our work, IT, is in-sourced. So you can send our profile. We can have a look at certain elements that we do outsource, but majority we do everything in-house.
Okay, thank you so much. Fifi, I'll just ask you to just unmute yourself, and then you can just ask your question.
Hi, Hugo. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I just wanted to find out if you have any plans concerning supply development or enterprise development, and looking at partnership as far as PPE is concerned, because we are a PPE manufacturer. And I know that sometimes if pricing have been an issue and capacity has been an issue, one of the easiest, not easy because there's nothing easy as a business owner, but some of the relatively better ways to get into the system is through ESD or partnerships with your bigger PPE suppliers. What are your thoughts regarding that, and how, is it an available opportunity?
So I've done 2 supply development, enterprise development initiatives on PP before, so it does work, especially with localization, local content. It's a projects, I like these type of projects. So please do send me your profile, we can have a look at it. The challenge is that we cannot afford to buy anything at any cost. When we do deal with local suppliers, it needs to be cost competitive and the quality needs to be there. So we'll have to see, what is your PPE focus? Are you making gloves, for example, or is it overalls or shoes or FFP2 mask, whatever the application might be, and see if we can assist with that. So I'll definitely be interested. Do send it through to me. But it has to be applicable to what we do. So if you're going to come and say, listen, I'm doing high voltage electrician suits, there's no real need for that in the mining industry. But if you say, listen, I'm doing a safety shoe, for example, that is designed for open cast mining, then definitely we can talk about that. So it just depends. I'm not too sure about your business as to where your PPE is geared up for.
Awesome, sure. Thanks.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much, Fifi. I don't see any more questions, Hugo. Thank you so much for your time and for that presentation. After this, we'll be able to share the presentation with the SMEs that attended, and then we can take it from there.
Just want to say, take my hat off to you guys. I hope you're enjoying the Commerce Edge thing. It's not easy being an entrepreneur, especially in today's times. So all the best out there. It's challenging. It's challenging for big corporates. It's challenging for small companies. Don't lose face and momentum. Continue doing what you do best, and stick to your core competence. Don't all of a sudden say, listen, I'm going to do FFP2 mask because there's a lot of market for it. Those guys don't last. Stick to what you do good. That's the only advice I can give to you, and that's what a procurement guy wants to see. I want to see a guy with a track record in doing, whatever it is he does best, not new things all the time.
Thank you so much, Hugo. Just one more thing. Can you please, just a reminder to send me your list of your beneficiaries? I just need to start.
Sorry, I can't hear there.
Can you hear me now?
Battling over, say again, please.
Okay, it's Mboso here from Smart Procurement. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now, yes.
Yes. Hugo, I'm just wanted to remind you to please send me the list of your beneficiaries. I just need to start engaging.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thank you so much, Hugo, for that. I think this is it for your session. So thank you so much for your time and have a good day further.
Thanks, guys. You too. Enjoy the rest of the day.